Look at that pretty picture out there right now from downtown Chattanooga, the Holiday Inn camera. Cedric, it got off to another cool, comfortable start this morning. And the big question is, we're getting spoiled by this weather. We're saying, how long can this last?
Well, you know, it's only 8 days officially until the fall equinox, Latrice, but I don't think we're going to make it there in terms of these cool, comfortable starts. But still, we're not going to be looking at a dramatic warm up, at least immediately. But as we go throughout time, we'll notice these temperatures creeping up. In fact, we're seeing that even from earlier this morning. We still had some 40s, 50s, but here in Chattanooga, we only dropped down to 60. Still felt very comfortable out there, but you'll notice that's just the beginnings of the changes with some slightly warmer temperatures and also more humidity that will be creeping in the days to come. So we have a mix of sun and clouds out there right now. I'll call it mostly sunny, but at times it's probably partly sunny out there. We've got temperatures 77 degrees in Chattanooga, dew point right now of 60. So still very comfortable humidity levels, even though they are starting to creep up just a little bit. And the heat index is still the same as the temperature. So even though those numbers in terms of the humidity are coming up, you can still say it feels very nice out there with those temperatures and heat index values very similar to each other. 75 in Cleveland, Athens and Dayton, 75 in Murphy, also 75 in Scottsboro, and 77 degrees currently in Dalton. Now, as we look at the clouds and radar, you can see we've got a couple of these clouds that are kind of building in from the north. They're barely noticeable on the actual satellite picture, but we are detecting those on our high resolution satellite picture, especially in the higher elevations. So again, you're going to see some clouds dotting the sky, but also lots of sunshine as well, as our friend the big blue H there, high pressure sitting on top of us now, giving us that very pleasant air, sinking air, and that leads to no rain chances, and we're going to stay fairly pleasant as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon. So let's look at your forecast highs. 82 degrees in Dayton, Athens, and Cleveland, 83 degrees in Dalton, and about 80 in Fort Payne. We'll go with about 80 in Murphy as well. Now tonight, with clear skies and fairly light winds, we'll head back down into the upper 50s, but I think we'll have a few more lower 60s sprinkled in, at least right here in the Central Valley areas. And then tomorrow you'll notice a little warmer. Highs in the Central Valleys in the mid 80s. We'll be in the lower 80s across the northern half of the area, but still notice now we're not showing a lot of 70s on the map. So again, small scale changes, but will become noticeable over time. In fact, the temperature trends noticed by this weekend going from near average to high temperatures above average. And by next week, we're talking about highs back into the lower 90s. That's about 5 degrees above average. The humidity levels, not horrible, but you'll notice, especially heading into the beginning of next week, those will start to creep up as well. So when you're bringing back 90s and more humidity, it may start to feel a little uncomfortable around here. But here's the good news as far as rainfall totals. Over the next 7 days, there's a big hole right across the Tennessee Valley. We're right there in the middle of some very dry conditions there. So rain chance is still looking very slim. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Very nice today, 83 degrees for your high with that low humidity. But notice the temperatures warming up by the weekend. Heading into next week, we're pushing near 90 degrees. I have an update on a new tropical depression that we have out there as well. Latrice coming up in just a little bit.
That 90 looks so hot with this nice weather now. Thank you, Cedric.